Hello, hello. I am Stephanie Dreyer, founder of Batch Cooking Club and vegan mama in a non-vegan family. I am here with our weekly planning party and so excited to help get your meal plan together for next week. If you are new to Batch Cooking Club, you can check us out for just $1 over at batchcookingclub.com. And I want to invite you to spend the next 20-ish minutes with me just taking the thinking out of dinner by mapping out just a few things with me, and you'll have your whole dinner plan together for the week with some ideas and recipes to get you started. So without further ado, the first thing I want to invite you to do, it is a party after all. Grab a beverage or something, a refreshment or something to eat that makes you happy. This is supposed to be a fun, pleasurable experience, so I always have either something fun that's going to inspire me, like lighting a candle, a beverage. I've got fun pens and stickers because that's the way I do my meal plan, and I'll show you some examples of that in a minute. And then you're also going to need your whatever you're going to write down your menu, your meal plan for the week on, as well as your schedule, like your appointments and whatever you keep your appointments and itineraries in for the week. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is map out our three meal planning tasks for the week. We have three, and we do these every week, and we put them in our calendar so we don't have to think about them again. So the first thing is to complete your meal plan and your grocery list. If you're doing that with me right now, you might not need any more time. But I always plan about 20-ish minutes on Thursday nights after my family settled for the night to wrap up my grocery list and finish anything else that I need to do. So go ahead, take out your phone or whatever you keep your appointments in, and actually block off a 30-minute window to do your meal plan and grocery list. The best time to do your grocery list is when you are making your meal plan. So go ahead and put that in now. We're doing it together in real time. So again, the whole goal is after this 20-ish minutes, you will be done with your meal planning tasks for the week, and you can just show up for these three appointments and have everything all done and ready for you. Okay, so the next thing I want you to do is block off an hour in your calendar. So go ahead and do that to grocery shop. So for however much time it takes you. For me, that's Fridays after work. If you do online, that's fine, whatever it is you do, but you want to block it in your calendar. And again, another reason we want to block these off is life, throws us curveballs every now and then. But if you have it in your calendar and something comes up, you can always move it, but at least you can see it in there and know that you need to move it. You don't have to remember to do it. Again, not having to think about it, taking the thinking out of planning. Okay, and your last task that I want you to put into your schedule is a 2-hour block to do your meal prep for the week. So for me, that's on either Saturday or Sunday morning, depending on what I have going on for the weekend. So go ahead and put that into your schedule as well. And now we're going to get to the fun part. You want to keep your schedule. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through and block off. I'll show you an example of like how we did it how I've done it before. Block off the time that you have to dinner prep each night. So and this is going to be for the week that you're meal planning for. So for me, I mentioned that I do my meal plan on Thursday nights. So my meal plan goes from Friday to the following Thursday. So you just want to go through, and I actually have it blocked off actually in green. You can kind of see there's time periods over here where I block off how much time I actually have to prepare dinner. So that means if my family eats around 7 or 7:30 every night. So, and I want to spend about 30 to 45 minutes, no more than about 45 minutes in the kitchen preparing that. So that means I want to look at my schedule between 6:15 and 7 and see what I have going on. I might have the whole time available. I might only have 15 minutes because I have a meeting until then, or I'm running in the door from taking my kids somewhere. But the idea is that I block off very specifically what that time is so that when we go and plug in recipes in a minute, I plug the recipes in to match with the amount of time that I have to actually prepare dinner. Silly to, put in a recipe for like a 45 to an hour prep when I only have 15 minutes to prepare dinner. So, again, this is supposed to work for you, not create more work. And a lot of times, meal prep memberships will give you a bunch of recipes and the plan, and all that is great. But if you don't think about how it fits for your schedule, you're probably not going to actually use the plans and the recipes. So I want to take that thinking away for you and help you put it into action really easily. So go ahead and I'm doing this with you in real time as well. And like I said, I use colored pens. So like I use a specific color for dinner prep, and then I have another color for the actual recipe so that I know what we're serving. And it's just like a quick, I do colors for everything for my kids stuff, all this, their appointments and things. So that way I know it's just a quick visual cue. So I want you to go ahead and do that right now. And I know it's a holiday weekend too, so some of you might be traveling, and that's okay. Like, I know I'm traveling, and we're actually planning dinners for those nights that we're away, because we're going to be cooking in the condo. So whatever it is, if you're traveling, you can adapt and make it work for you. um okay, so where am I? All right. um I'm just literally marking off, everybody, what literally, and I'm going to show you this in a second so you can see, but I'm literally blocking off the time period. So I can see, I'm looking at what I have going on for the week so that I can see what we have um, to prep, or how much time I have to prep. So, like, for example, I'm looking at Wednesday. My daughter has a standing appointment every Wednesday. So we like run in the door at 7:15. So really I don't have any time to prep. So that's a night where it's a perfect night to either use a meal that I've prepped already on the weekend and I'm just reheating, or that I plan something where I've prepped some of it and then my husband can help me finish it off, put it in the oven, whatever it is, while I'm driving my daughter to and from her appointment. So again, like planning ahead and not having to think about it. So then when I run in the door on Wednesday, I've already thought about it. I don't have to like think about dinner after running around. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I've got um okay. So this is what it looks like for me. I've got, it's kind of, you can see the different, I know you can't see so well, but you can see the different uh, heights there, indicating that there's like different amounts of time that I have available. Now, what we're going to do, and I hope you are doing this with me again, this is supposed to be an in time thing so that you can get it done right now. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my app for our meal prep membership, which is in Kajabi for my members, Kajabi. Where is it? There it is. And again, if you're not a member, you can go over to batchcookingclub.com and try us for just $1. But we're going to pull up the plan for this week, and I'm going to actually take you through the recipes. So even if you're not a member, you'll get some inspiration right now for a sample menu and some ideas for recipes to plug into your plan. So it looks like this. And I'm just going to go through first what what's on the menu, and then we'll talk about the prep plan that you'll do on that meal prep day, and then we'll go through each recipe and I'll walk you through how much time it takes to do them, any special like tips and tricks I have for them. And then you can actually plug them in right now into where it makes sense based on the amount of time you have to dinner prep and how long the recipe takes to prep. So here we go. The recipes are chickpea bruschetta French bread pizza, creamy roasted garlic zoodles pasta, mole guacamole crunch wraps, and orange ginger tofu sheet pan bowls. I love me a sheet pan bowl or a sheet pan anything because it's just all on one pan. Okay, to prep for this, our batch cooking session is going to be the chickpea bruschetta, the no chicken mole sauce, which is going in those wraps, the roasted garlic cream sauce, and then 3 cups of uncooked brown rice. So that way, when your sheet pan comes out of the oven, it's ready to go with the rice has already been done. So, before I go over the menu, let's talk about this plan. The prep plan is just an hour and a half. So, if you're blocking off 2 hours for your prep this week, you have a little extra time if you want to prep stuff for smoothie bowls or smoothies. If you want to make some marinated protein for salads or dressings for salads, that's usually what I do. I always have a dressing and either a marinated tempeh or tofu that I cook so that way I can throw together a salad really quickly during my lunch break during the work day. Um, let's see what else. Okay, so let's talk through. I just mentioned what we're going to batch. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to roast the vegetables for the mole sauce because before you blend all that, it has to get roasted up. And while you're also roasting those vegetables, you're going to roast the garlic for the roasted garlic cream sauce. And then while that's doing its thing in the oven, you're going to bring the water and the rice the water to a boil and add the rice and make that brown rice. And while the brown rice is simmering, you'll make that chickpea bruschetta. And then by then, your vegetables should be just about done roasting. You can finish preparing your mole sauce, and then you can finish preparing the roasted garlic cream sauce once the garlic is done roasting. That takes a little bit longer than the vegetables. Really simple, straightforward plan. Every week we try to no, not try to, we do. We take the thinking out of how to prep as well so that you're always active and efficient in the kitchen. You're never waiting around for something to finish cooking so that you can start something else. As you heard just now, while the vegetables are roasting, you're making the rice. And while the rice is simmering, you're making the chickpea bruschetta. And it's just a flow and a process. So you're always moving. And that's how you can get in and out of the kitchen in less than 2 hours with 4 to 6 recipes that you're prepping. Okay, let me get a sip of water. Okay, now let's talk about the recipes for the plan. So, we give you a suggested meal plan every week, but again, I realize this only helps you if it works in your schedule. So, that's why we're doing this. So, we've got on here chickpea bruschetta French bread pizza. So, I have this on Sunday because the chickpea bruschetta, it does have tomatoes in it. So, you want to use that within about 2 to 3 days at most, 1 to 2 days ideally within making it. So, if you're doing your meal prep on Saturday or Sunday or Monday is ideal to serve this recipe, just FYI. But this recipe is the perfect one um, to make on a day that you don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to tell you why in a sec. But the serving suggestion with this is just a simple, easy green salad with your favorite vinaigrette. We have tons of them in our member library. Again, you can try that out for just $1 at batchcookingclub.com. And these pizzas also, I guess when you're thinking about where to plug in your recipes, if you're somebody who always has the same amount of time every week to prepare dinner, but that's great, but you might not have the energy level. So you might want to think about not just the time you have, but the energy that you're going to be able to bring to dinner. If it's one of those days where you know you're having some tough meetings or back-to-back meetings or whatever it is, you might want to just give yourself a break and do an easy meal like this. So these pizzas take 15 minutes to prep and just 10 minutes to cook. So this is like really quick and easy. And if you have non-vegans in your house like me, the way you can make one meal for the whole family, that's what this plan is all about. You don't have to be a short order cook to get dinner on the table. What you'll do is you're gonna prepare, some of those pizzas with pepperoni before baking, and you can use regular cheese versus vegan cheese. So it's really easy to customize these for the non-vegans. All right, so that's the first one. Is there any let me see if there's anything. I really love just my own favorites for the vegan provolone or mozzarella if you're using that. When it comes to provolone, I really love chow. See, it's field roast chow's cheese. I also love follow your hearts slices. And then if you're doing a mozzarella, Miyoko's has got, in my opinion, the best one hands down. So check out those brands if you're needing help there. And let's go back to our menu. We've got on Monday. Okay, the next one we have here is creamy roasted garlic zoodles pasta with and we're suggesting to serve that with our Italian chopped salad. It's linked there and you can get oh, I wanted to show you the picture. It's like picture there. Um this was these were the pizzas. So the great thing about this pasta, oh, here's the pasta, the zoodles, is we mix the zoodles, the zucchini noodles, with the pasta. So it's a great way to get your kids to try zucchini if they're zucchini adverse. And I like the zucchini noodles raw, but you can do them cooked too if you wanted to cook them real quickly or saute them before tossing them with the hot pasta. This is another really simple recipe, quick and easy. The longest time that's gonna take is just boiling the water and cooking the pasta, so it's 10 minutes to prep and 20 minutes to cook. So, one of the ways you can make this work for the whole family, if you've got non-vegans, is to here, scroll down here, is to serve with some Italian sausage, or you can also add some chopped cooked chicken to the dish before serving. And so, what I like to do is I'll serve the plant core meal, in the middle of the table, and then I'll have these additional things that the rest of the family, I was going to say the team, that the rest of the family can add in. So and if you wanted to have, cooked Italian sausages and then vegan Italian sausages on the side, that's great too. You can have regular parm and vegan parm. So it's just, whatever works for your family, whatever your family enjoys. If you're gonna do chicken, if you're like me and don't like to cook meat or touch meat, a couple of suggestions for you there. What I'll do is sometimes Trader Joe's, my favorite store in the world, has cooked, chopped, and shredded and seasoned chicken. They also have seasoned and chicken that you can just put in the microwave. Or you could buy a whole rotisserie chicken, and I have my husband chop that up. Or I'll just have my husband make some chicken on the weekend, or when he's in the kitchen, I'm prepping while I'm doing the rest of the meal. So that way he can deal with the meat for him and my two kids. My one's a veg and the other two aren't, so they'll eat it. They'll eat the chicken. So that's my solve for that to make it work for the family. Okay, let's go to the third meal. It are our mole guacamole crunch wraps. If you do any kind of like Latin night or taco night, this might be a fun way to change it up and do a crunch wrap instead. You will have made the mole on the weekend. Here, these are the mole guacamole, holy guacamole wraps. And these take 15 minutes to prep and 10 minutes to cook. So this is another really quick and easy recipe. Oh, and so go ahead. I want to make sure you're writing, filling in these recipes where it makes sense for you. So make sure you're putting in the zoodle recipe and then also those pizzas into a day where you had at least about the first one was 20 minutes and the pizzas were 20 minutes and then the zoodle pasta was 30 minutes. So go ahead and plug that in. And now with the crunch wraps, you need 25 minutes, 15 to prep and 10 minutes to cook. So go ahead and slide that into your meal plan right now. And again, for the non-vegans, you're going to do very similar to what we just talked about. To non-veganize that is you would just add some of that shredded chicken to each wrap before cooking. And I suggest that the shredded or chopped chicken that's pre-cooked and ready to go. So it's really easy and you don't have to prepare and you can still get it done in the 15 minutes to prep. Let's see if there's anything I want to tell you here. This is pretty straightforward. We've got black beans in there. The mole sauce is super flavorful. And I'm suggesting that you serve that with just chips and salsa. It's such a meaty, wrap that's filling and it's got so much flavor. And if you've never made a crunch wrap before, there was a craze a while ago. You're what it is you're taking the flour tortilla and then you have a hard corn tortilla and then you put that in the middle and then you're layering your toppings on there and then folding it up. It's very simple and they're really fun to make actually. You can get the kids to help you. All right, so plug those in. And then our last recipe are the orange ginger tofu sheet pan bowls, which look like this. And if you've got non-vegans, you're gonna add the chopped chicken in there. You could also do beef if you wanted instead of the tofu. You can replace the in the recipe when you're doing the orange vinaigrette. Just make double of that or half, cut it in half and do half with tofu, half with chicken, or half with whatever protein you want to use. And this recipe takes 35 minutes, 20 minutes to prep, and 15 minutes to cook. You'll already have your rice made from your batch day, so you'll just need to reheat that. And that's it's really straightforward and easy. So go ahead and plug that in. And what I like to do with bowls recipes is I'll put all the toppings in the middle of the table, like as a buffet, and then the family can everybody can just build their own bowl. So they'll have the rice. In this one, we've got broccoli florets, cucumbers. Well, actually, this is a sheet pan meal. So what you would actually do in this case, this is what I do, is I just take the sheet pan straight from the oven, put it right on the table, and everybody can serve themselves. If I'm doing chicken, the chicken would be on a different sheet pan. The rice would be reheated in a bowl, and you'd have any kind of toppings. In this case, we've got sesame seeds, green onions that I would have on the side. So that it's turnkey. All right. So that does it. Now you might be wondering, well, what do I do about those other 3 days of the week? Here are a couple suggestions. I like to do a leftover night, specifically on Thursdays, if it works out, because if you recall, that's the day that I finalize my meal plan, and I head to the store on Friday. So that gives me a chance to do an inventory of what's in the fridge and freezer, my pantry, it helps me with my grocery list to see what not only needs to be cooked up and might be able to be turned into a meal, but it also helps me see what I need to restock. Another idea is to do a theme night. I mentioned like a Latin or taco night. I always do Taco Tuesday every week. You can either do the same taco recipe every week or change it up with a different taco recipe. So look at what your family enjoys eating. If you have like a big pasta family, or your family really loves Asian food, maybe you do a stir fry night every week or a soup night. Right now it's summer. I know a lot of my members like to do a grill night on Sundays. So those are a couple of different options. And then last but not least, I love to give myself one night off a week from cooking. So I will do a dine out or take in night on Saturdays typically. So that's another idea for you if you can make that work in your life. I highly recommend it as giving yourself a break and a day off. So that's it, everyone. I hope this was super helpful. I am here every Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And if you, again, are not a member and would love to check us out, I encourage you to try us for just $1 over at batchcookingclub.com. Have a delicious week, everyone. Take care.